Hey, welcome in everybody to another great episode of Thrift Chronicles. I'm your host, Johnny O, with my buddy in crime.
Games by Omar. What's going on, everybody?
So, Omar, how was your week of sales, or how any information on your TikTok stuff? I know we stated about that last week about the TikTok situation, how their payouts and stuff like that. Any new news yet? Did the customers receive their items that they bought off of you?
So one did the first item I sent out actually got delivered, I want to say on Monday. And then the second one, I'm about to check it right now since we're talking about it. Um, let's see. The second one has not been delivered. Both of them are going to the East Coast. So I think this next one's going to Florida. So maybe today, tomorrow, it might be over there. But one already got delivered. I haven't seen anything regarding pay. I know last time we were talking and I was saying that it says delivery plus 31 days, which is crazy, but if that's what it is, that's what it is. I'm hoping it's just a probationary period because, if I'm selling long term on there, I don't want to really wait a month to get paid. Like that's wild. Uh, no, no other app does that. But yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, other than that, I put some new listings up, and I know they've been messaging me about putting a lot of stuff up for Black Friday. So I don't know how Black Friday is on TikTok, but the way they've been pushing it on Seller Central or whatever that it is that they use seems like it's a big thing over there. So I'm just trying to get some more listings up just in case.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's good that it got delivered. I know you're still waiting on the other one. Like, I'm just waiting till you let me know that they paid you. So, because if it is a probation period, then okay, then I'll know. I still need to post on my TikTok shop. I think I only got 2 items, and I think I got the alert like how you did for the Black Friday sales, because literally that's like around the corner. Maybe you'll probably do that before me, and you'll let me know. Maybe you'll sell all the listings you have on there. I think you have like over 30 listings on your TikTok shop, right?
Yeah, something like that. We'll see, man. I mean, that would be cool. I would definitely take that. I mean, it'll be about a month before I get my money, but it is what it is.
No, no, no. You'll get your money when tax season comes.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Sure, yeah. But other than that, like I know we were talking about, you were saying that you have this app to do cross listings. What's it called?
So I might be saying it wrong, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be called Flip. So it's FLYP. And I joined. They have a free trial for 90 days. And I'll be honest, for what it is, I like it. The reason because is I don't sell a lot on eBay. I have listings up on eBay. I want to say maybe 200 something listings. And to be completely honest, they don't move much there for me. But this app has been able to take my eBay listings and cross list to Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy if I had an account, Depop, and Facebook Marketplace. And, mostly I've been cross listing to Mercari, and then that's actually been helping me get Mercari sales off of my old eBay inventory. So I like it. It has a few features, and we're not sponsored by them, by the way. We're just talking about it.
No, we're not sponsored yet. We will. Hey, Flip out there, if you hear this episode, please sponsor Thrift Chronicles. We're glad to promote your guys' app or
Definitely.
website.
Um, it has when you sell something and it's cross listed, it actually takes it down from the other places, which I like. And then most of these apps, people can put like likes, Mercari's likes, and then eBay is like people follow. You have an offer tab where you can basically send offers through all the different apps on the stuff that you have cross listed. And it actually does compile your sales data. It has your sales. So it has my Facebook Marketplace shipping, my eBay shipping, stuff that I've shipped on Mercari. So it works, and I haven't really utilized it as much as I probably should, but just based off of that, I've actually got a few sales from it. So for 90 days it's free, and I believe it's $9.99 every month after that, which I've already sold way more than 99 in this month. So I think it might be something that I might hold on to past the probationary period.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I know you were explaining it to me earlier before we started recording. So you're gonna have to make sure you give me that link. I'll take advantage of that 90 days to put on for all my platforms, because like I was telling you earlier, I know I had a situation with the Macari selling something with the buyer. I didn't have their complete comic bundle, so that app or that website would definitely help me with inventory, so that I know what's been sold and what hasn't. So because it's kind of hard when you have one person or maybe two, it doesn't make a difference. You trying to keep up with all these platforms because that's a lot. Sometimes you don't even get alerts on some of these apps that you sold something sometimes unless you like go on it. But I think that Flip uh, website would definitely work for me or any reseller that's out there because it is a lot trying to cross sell and everything, trying to do it by yourself. I know there's other ones. I've seen other YouTubers talk about them. I don't know what necessarily what they're called, but the price that you're telling me for this one is very reasonable because $10, like you said, you could probably do like one sell and it pays for the month. But there's ones where I've seen there's these ones YouTubers who I watch. I think they're called Rad Resales, and I follow them on YouTube. They do thrifting and stuff like that. They are sponsored by one of them, but I think they're saying theirs you do a 30-day trial, and after the 30-day trial, I think they charge you like $40.
See, I think so. This is the thing with the Flip. It's definitely a little rough around the edges, but for what it costs, it works. I know I don't remember the name either, but I know which app you're talking about, and that one's way more in depth, and I think it integrates like whatnot sometimes and like a bunch of other stuff. So if you're a high volume seller, like those people are, like super high volume, I mean, $40 is a drop in a pan, but
Yeah,
you know, for us smaller guys, $40 is a little steep for me, man, because a lot of this stuff, it's really just time saving. And then, when you're saving time, you can use that time to be more efficient in other places. So, the benefits for cross listers are definitely there, but for me, the volume, I don't think I'm really looking to spend, like $40 a month or something. 10 is reasonable, and it does, it's basic, it's bare bones, but it does exactly what I need it to do. So that works out, man. And I think they're talking about integrating Shopify. I don't have a Shopify store yet, but I think they have a Shopify coming soon as well. Those who resell and don't necessarily want to use a platform like an eBay or whatever as their primary, but they have Shopify and they want to branch out, that will work as well. So, I mean, there's definitely opportunities there, man. And, you get the sales where you can get the sales. I was joking around before. I don't really want to sell it on Mercari because, Mercari take an arm and a leg from every sale.
yeah, I know.
But, at the end of the day, like I said, these are just my eBay listings that have been sitting. So it works out a sell is better than no sell. And then, maybe that's a customer that will come back. Actually, one of them I think is already a repeat seller. He got his first order on the weekend and he rated me. And then as soon as he rated me, he was already buying another one. So it's already shown its value for sure.
Yeah, and then that's good because, like you said, the guy already bought something, he rated you, and automatically he jumped right back in your store and copped something else. So that's good that it works. Like you said, $10 you can't. $10 is reasonable rather than the 40, like you said, because like you said, the 40 is for people that have the high volume sales. Like me and you, yeah, we have decent sales, but we're not up like selling like crazy like that. I think that's cool too. Like you're saying, they're trying to integrate the Shopify. The only thing I'm kind of like skeptical with the Shopify thing because it's like, okay, if you pay the $10 for the flip, then you got to still manage as in paying for the $40 a month for Shopify to do the website, and then because you're running the website on your own, like they created all that. I'm just saying because I know I did the Shopify on my own to do it, but if you're not really getting sales like that, I feel like it's kind of not necessary.
Yeah.
But it all depends. I think if you have the volume, like you stated, depending what kind of seller you are and what you're selling. Because Shopify is kind of pricey, especially if you're not really selling like that.
Definitely. I think Shopify for me, I don't like I said, I don't use it right now. I feel like I'd have to build the name up a little more. And then if I for sure made a Shopify store, I think it would really take away from all the other platforms that I'm selling on because, at the end of the day, you want that store to thrive. So you're gonna have to put a little bit more attention. You might be putting, things there that you're not putting in other places, stuff like that. So I get it, man. I probably wouldn't for now be doing a Shopify store, even if it was available in the cross lister. But I'm open to anything, man. I sell everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, you're everywhere. Every platform there is, you're there. I know it'd be great if you get what is it? Once you get a certain amount of subs on your YouTube channel, I know you'd be selling games by Omar's on there too. You'd be selling all the games on there. That's another platform you'll be able to sell. But that's near the future.
Absolutely, man. This week, most of my sales, to be honest, have been in-store sales, man. I try to watch like what people are doing, patterns, stuff like that. Mercari's been a little weird, like because I rarely sell there. So for me to just be getting back to back to back sales on there was cool. But most of the stuff, man, it's been the stores. People been going in and physically buying stuff. So, I'm a big fan of, retail space. The thing is it's expensive for anybody to just, build up their own store. So, I mean, there's a lot of, at least here in Southern California, there's a lot of stores that offer space to sellers and then, they can run their business out of someone else's business. So, I'm always been a big fan of that. It definitely pays dividends. And sometimes you have your local people that want to go specifically to a store to pick something up, to touch something, to look at something rather than to scroll on the internet or on an app to buy.
Yeah, you're right. It's better for them to go in person and stuff like that. And it's good that, like you said, you rather do the retail thing because you're supporting their business. And at the same time, they're supporting your business. And then, like how we always discuss on all our episodes, communication is key. And then that friendship between a buyer and a seller, so it kind of works in hand in hand.
Definitely, man. I have like a couple guys, not like anything crazy, but if I go to one of these stores and then I put it on Instagram, like, hey, new stuff just dropped, 50 games, few consoles just dropped, then they go and go check it out. And, I leave my number up there. I have like a little QR code and all that stuff. So, a couple of them people hit me up. Hey man, can we work a deal for this? If I buy this, this and this, and then, I just close that deal over the phone. So that stuff for me, works out well. And then once again, there's no fee other than the rent that you're paying. eBay's not taking anything. Mercari's not taking anything. And, for me, cash is king, or PayPal is king because I get it sent to my PayPal. So it's something that works well for me. It helps both ways. It gets people in the store, and I use Facebook Marketplace. And we've talked about this before, but I use Facebook Marketplace to send people to the store. I just take pictures of whatever it is I'm selling, the price, and then I just put in the listing. Hey, this is located at such and such, and then give the address. It's open between this time and this time. Just ask for Games by Omar when you get there, and
Easy.
easy, man. And a lot of my sales come from that as opposed to just random people walking in the store. And I get that too, but I would say, I put in a lot of the legwork for most of my sales. And it works out because, for me, I love Facebook Marketplace, but one of the worst things is waiting around for somebody that don't show up. And you could have did something else. You could have, went somewhere to buy something else, but you're sitting here waiting for this dude to come and he doesn't show up because everybody knows Facebook Marketplace offer up. It's like Flake City over there. You know?
Yeah, I know.
So, that's kind of where the store has worked out for me, man. And, I could just put the stuff there and I'm like, if you show up, you show up. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't hurt me at all. I'm not wasting any of my time, stuff like that. So, yeah, there's definitely just a lot of different ways to sell, man. And, on the holiday season, I don't know about you, but it hasn't really felt like a full holiday season yet for me. It's just been regular. So the sales are there, but they haven't been crazy, crazy. Like I would love them to be. So for me, the only way to get it is to get it from all angles.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, for me, I think it's kind of slow. I know while we're recording right now, since we're talking about Facebook Marketplace, someone just did hit me up for an item. They just asked me where am I located, but I have a feeling once I tell them that where I'm at, they're probably gonna say, "Nah, that's too far," or "Never mind." Because I think I had that situation yesterday. I think I stated it last episode. I think I was just talking about it because on my Facebook Marketplace, it has my mom's location in Hemet, so I know a lot of people have been looking for I have an item that I've been trying to sell. My wife's what is it? Chucks. She has some black Chucks, Chucks. And every time people are like, "Hey, would you take 30? Would you take 40? Where are you located?" And then I'm like, downtown Riverside. Oh, never mind, that's too far. And I'm like, why? They're like, I'm in Hemet. I'm like, I don't know why it says that I'm in Hemet because I don't live in Hemet. So I had that situation yesterday twice. I had to update the stuff on Marketplace. And then right now, this person wants to buy a Steelers towel. So I'm like, for $10, are you really going to drive to my house once I tell you where my location's at? Because it says he's in Riverside, but I don't know what part of Riverside. And I know that sometimes that's the issue with these people, depending where how far you're at. Sometimes, they might be willing to drive for that amount. And then sometimes they're just like, nah, I'm good. Or they want to ask you, do you deliver? And at the same time, it doesn't state that in my listings that I deliver. If either you come or you don't come, I'll move on to the next seller, like how we always talk about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get hit with those delivery. I'm like, nope, I can ship it to you. That's the best I can
I
do.
don't even offer that because I don't even know how to do the shipping on Marketplace. You do that more than me, so I'm just like, nah, I can't deliver. Like if you can't come, you can't. I'll just wait and see if someone else messages me and talk about buying it.
I think I've only delivered one time, and like literally because it was like 2 blocks over, bro. You know, that was like,
Okay, well that's easy. 2 blocks, but if it's like 2 miles, I don't know about all that.
oh yeah,
I know I had someone buy a what is it? I think I told you they bought a it was a a canvas picture of a deer, and literally I posted. The guy wrote me, and he was like, I sent him my address, and he was like, bro, I'm around the corner. I'm like, what? I met him outside. He was literally around the corner. That was an easy transaction. He was like literally right across the street,
there you
easy for
go.
$10. I was like, oh man. And I told him, oh, now that you know where I live, if you see anything on my Facebook Marketplace, you could come to my house directly and buy it.
That's it. You know, I love transactions like that when it's really close, it's really quick. Money changes hands, and then you go about your day, man. Those are priceless. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
as you know, it can be a lot worse than that, man. People just taking forever. They're coming from far. Oh man, my car, this and that, so whenever you can get somebody that's around the corner, cash in hand, easy money, bro. Easy money.
right. Yeah. Back on the for my sales, yeah, my sales are slow because I know we ended up talking about Facebook Marketplace. That was my fault, but my sales are kind of slow right now to the holidays. I haven't been really posting as much on eBay. I posted, I think yesterday, some stuff that I already had saved on my draft for eBay, some VHSs and stuff, some video games. I know I sent you some of the. Well, I think I only sent you one picture of the video games the one video game that I picked up.
Yeah.
I did sell one of the games that I picked up. I don't think I showed you, but it was Adventure Time. Someone came through on Marketplace about that. So I had to take it off of eBay because I didn't want to have that situation where I sell it to the lady and then someone buys it on eBay and then I got to refund the person on eBay. And I'm not trying to do all that. That's too much of a hassle. I think the only thing that I did post that I know I did tell you the other day, and I did show you the comps, it's that Atani autograph card.
Yeah.
So
And that's how
right
they
now,
now. They just
I
won't.
have it on bid. I have it on bid right now. So I know I sent you the comps because I know it varies what the comps are. I was showing you. They're like 4 to at least 700.
Yeah.
So right now, there's 27 people watching it right now. 3 days left. Currently, it's there's only 9 bids, but currently I think it's at $58. So I'm really hoping I can get the right amount for it. If not, I'll accept whatever it goes for. Because if you think about it, like I bought that card out of a blaster box that was like $25 in 2020.
Okay.
And I do know that a lot of people are investing their money in Atani because he did win another MVP. I know they won the World Series, and this is a card on the Angels. If it sells for a high amount, I'll be talking about that on the next episode. I'll probably make a short on it to put on all my platforms, just to show how excited I was. Those type of sales, those are like the easy sales. Obviously, I don't really sell sports cars like that, but when I do come upon them, I try to hold it and kind of do my research on it. But like I said, that's the only one that I'm hoping for it to do really, really well. So crossing my fingers. I got 3 days left. You never know.
Yeah, man. With eBay, especially with that amount of watchers, usually all the bids come in the last like minute or so.
Yeah,
So it's gonna go up way more than like the 58 or whatever that it is right now. Especially, Tani just won, and he's a hot card right now. So, I feel like it's perfect timing to move that, and he'll definitely that's definitely gonna get you so much. So that's gonna be a good topic for next week's episode, man. And I mean, it's I can't even tell you the last time I've done an auction on eBay, man. That's crazy. I was thinking
Yeah,
about
I don't remember, you can't even tell us the last time you even posted something.
yeah, man. It's crazy, man. I mean, I only do auctions on Encore, and it's slowed down for me on Encore, man, a lot, to be honest.
Really? Because I know when last time we talked, you were selling on Encore. I know that was your number one. Well, not your number one, but that was your preferred one before you started doing all the other ones. And I know you haven't done Whatnot for a while, but I know you would always post your Encore videos on your IG and stuff like that. So I assume, you would sell really well on there.
Yeah, the sales are still there, but the dollar amount is definitely shrinking, man. And it's weird because like I don't even know how to explain it. It seems that a lot of the initial hype for Encore kind of died down a little bit. And it could be wrong. I could be wrong. And there's still some high selling items there. There's still, but I feel like everybody and anybody was posting on there, especially like in the video game space, like a lot of the big YouTubers were posting on there, and they kind of still do here and there, but they're not there anymore, like frequently. And
But do you think is it because of Whatnot? Because of how everybody's on Whatnot, and then like Encore's not really getting the noise that they were getting in the beginning? Or you just think because it's because of the holiday season, or what do you think it might be?
I don't know, man. I mean, Whatnot, see, this is the thing. I can't even speak for Whatnot. Because to me, when I go on people's, live streams, it kind of seems the same how it always been. But I know for like a while, man, like when Encore, I'll say about like 4 or 5 months ago, was hot, man, and everybody was just there. And like a lot of the Whatnot people were coming over. Like you start seeing a lot of like familiar names. And now they're not really there like that. And there's new people coming in. There's still new people coming in, but it just I don't know what it is, man. Because I wouldn't think that everybody just jumped back onto Whatnot. It could be, who knows? People are trying different things. Like I said, I just signed up for TikTok Shop. You know, there was a new one that came out as well. I'm trying to remember the name of it off the Loop came out recently, and that's another platform for like collectibles, video games, stuff like that, Funko Pops. It's like insert bid launched in July. I mean, maybe it's just there's a lot of different competition, but I
Oh, okay.
I feel like it just kind of like not drastically, but enough for you to notice. If that makes sense. So I still post on there. But things that I've posted and used to go for like 60, 70, going for like 30, 40, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Things that were going for 10 are going for 5. Things that were going for 5 are going for 2. So it's a little bizarre. I'm hoping it picks back up. Maybe, I don't know. They just need to pump a little bit more life into there or something like that. Or maybe it could just be me, man. It could just be me and whatever I'm putting on there, but who knows? I did notice that recently. I was actually talking to somebody about that. Like, man, like, it just seemed a little odd. Like, and I don't see a lot of the big sellers that I used to see that were constantly posting on there. So once they left, wherever they left, maybe their buyers followed. You know how that is, man. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, freaking, since you're saying that Encore, what is it, is accepting, or you've been seeing new people, man, Encore can't even accept me. I've been waiting to be on the waiting list for a minute. I'm trying to get on there, but if you're saying it's slow for you, I would probably be slow for me whenever they do accept me. I might have to get on the other platforms that you're doing, the newer ones, to try to see how it goes about for me with those. Freaking Encore don't, they said I was on the waiting list. I don't know how, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine, man. And his seller name is Games and Tech. And he barely got on Encore as well, and he was waiting for a while. I think for me, it was just the timing. Like I got on at a good time, cause like I had applied and interviewed with like the main dude and like all of that within like and listed like my first item probably within like 7 days, bro. It was it
Yeah, that's
was
quick.
it was a quick process, but I got in at the right time, and I mean when I got in, man, I was just throwing stuff up there and it was hitting left and right. Certain things were going above what it my projections were. So it was a little, and everything has a honeymoon phase. It might have just been like the honeymoon phase, man. And it's going back to earth. And like I said, there's still they have top sales that you could see on the app, and you could see what things are going for. So there's still some crazy sales going on there. Don't but let's not get it twisted. But I've noticed actually, I think I know what it is, bro. Now that we're talking, I already figured it out. Encore in the beginning, when I first joined, they were paying for the giveaway, so everybody was giving stuff away.
Okay.
That's it, bro. And I don't remember. I want to say maybe 2, 3 months ago. They went with the just like a whatnot model. The
Yeah.
seller pays for the shipping for the giveaways, and I think with that, a lot of people probably just left. Because I was giving away stuff every week, bro.
Well, yeah, they're over here, you giving away stuff, so they thought it was Christmas every day. So they were like, I'm about to go on Games by Omar because he's over here giving away stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even have to bid on anything.
But see now, I'm not giving stuff away if I gotta be the one to pay for it. So I
Well,
think
yeah.
that's kind of, that definitely tied into it maybe a little bit. And just people are just going their separate ways. Like I said, there's a lot of new apps out there, collectible apps. I'm always a video game guy, so I gravitate towards the video game apps. And I would say within the last 3, 4 months, there's probably been like 3 apps that have been launched that are brand new and have a little bit of hype and stuff like that. So you never know, and that's why I always say you got to diversify, man, because at the end of the day, you can't ride a wave on one particular app for too long. The market always fluctuates, bro. Always. And that's with selling, that's with stocks, that's with anything. You have to be able to adapt. So, if you're not hitting that in one app for a while, maybe start cross listing on another app and maybe you start hitting there, and you never know, and you can build your stuff. And I try to still put a little bit, even if stuff doesn't sell, I put a little bit of everywhere, because you never know which one of these apps are going to pick up steam.
No, you're exactly right. Because, if you just focus on one and it starts slowing down, you're going to be discouraged or whatnot. So it's always good, like you said, to put them on different platforms just to see how it goes, or jump on the one that's kind of, and it's making enough sales for you in the right direction. But yeah, like you said, you got to gravitate. It's kind of like the stock exchange, like how I state to people with sports cards. Something's it's top tier, and then it ends up crashing down, like in anything that you do. So you're totally right. But like I'm agreeing with you. Probably that's what's going on with Encore and stuff like that. Because too, a lot of people are making different apps and stuff that are kind of like getting into these other apps like Whatnot and Encore, and they're seeing how everything's done, and then they're probably coming together with some friends and family and like our other business partners and be like, hey, look, you know what, I see how Whatnot's doing this or Encore's doing this, we should go ahead and do this in this our way, gravitate to what they're doing, but let's change it up, and let's have people come to our app because we're doing this or this and that. You know what I mean?
Definitely, definitely, man. And I still love the app. For me, it's still one of my favorite apps because I don't like being live. So Encore, for those who don't know, it's not necessarily a live app. You just record a video of the item, so it's kind of a cross between the two. And I can mess up as many times as I want because I could just start all over. Can mess up when you're live, bro. So that's why, I'm not really, I've never been a live stream guy, but I'll do it here and there just, to do it. Cause like I said, I want the brand everywhere. But, Encore, it's still good to me. It's just not hitting as much as it used to.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, and like you said, you don't like doing live, so you can do multiple takes, like a movie or a show. If you don't like it a certain way, you go ahead and redo it. But when you go on live, hey, you fuck up, you fuck up. It is what it is. Keep on going.
And
Whether people like you or not, hey, you still got to do it. Whatever.
you still got to do it, man. But yeah, and speaking of, I won't be doing it anytime soon, but TikTok had actually said that I got approved for the live as well. And I'm good on that. I'm definitely, if I'm not doing a Whatnot live, I'm definitely not doing the TikTok live. So, I did hop into like a few other people's lives to see. And, people make some sales going live on TikTok, man. But, one thing I've realized, those people have a really big following already. Um,
Yeah, they've been on it for a while.
yeah, they've been on it for a while, and I mean, like with anything else, it's kind of like Whatnot as well. If you have a really big following on Whatnot and you go live, a lot of people are in your show. Just by default, and but they sent me that message, and I'm like, I'm totally cool with what I'm doing right now. It's generated a couple sales. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a couple more, especially with the holiday coming up. But yeah, I'm definitely I'm good on that live, man. I'm gonna have to pass on that.
Yeah, I agree. I got that message not too too far away. I ended up getting, I think, a couple days ago too. But no, I agree with the live. But at the end of the day, it's like that's what we're getting into now with the new live stream with live sales for everybody because a lot of people don't want to go to stores. But it is what it is. It's the new time that we're living in. You know, I'm not gonna hate on it, but eventually, when we both feel comfortable in doing it, yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And people go to our stores and check us out and stuff like that. But other than that, hey guys, this was a great episode. Another great one from Thrift Chronicles by me, Johnny O, and my buddy.
Games by Omar, man. Take it easy, guys.
And if you guys want to check us out, we do have our page, Thrift Chronicle Podcast on YouTube. You can also check Games by Omar on YouTube, all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and also, like I said, YouTube. Also for me, We Be Thrifting. You can see the content where we put on for both of our channels. Just check us out, guys. But till next time, I'm out. Peace, Omar.
Peace out.